Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the News Talk Show. Today, I am going to talk about things that are going on in the world. You know, we see something every day that's going on in the world, and today in Houston, it is flash flood warnings. You know, we've had many terrible experiences in the city of Houston so far as flooding, and right now it's going on where vehicles have stalled, people have been displaced from their homes. They can't get to their homes, they can't get to their children, they can't get to their schools. If it's not the hurricanes, if it's not the earthquakes, you guys, if it's not the bombers, if it's not the robbers, if it's not the tornadoes, if it's not the home invasions, if it's not the murderers for nothing, if it's not domestic abuse, child molestation, killings everywhere, I don't know what to say, because that's what's really going on in the world today. And that's what my topic is about, what's going on in the world today. And one thing about it, you can't run and you cannot hide. And I'm just going to tell you, because I've had some experiences over my lifetime that I never thought would ever happen. And I do recall my mother and grandmother, because I had both of them. My grandmother passed, she was like 97. And she would tell me, you just keep living and you're going to see some things that you never thought you'd see. And she was correct, because I'm seeing those things today, right now as we speak. Right now. Just the other day, just around the corner, a young man was twirling a gun around in the streets. I mean, they don't care where you live, what areas, gated communities, or none of that. It's everywhere, you guys. It's always something going on in the world today. And so a lady saw this young man with this gun. So what she did, she called the police. And the police came out. Excuse me, I'm going to close my door because some other filming is going on here. Okay, so the lady called the police on the young man that was twirling the gun around. And guess what? The police came. And you know, if you have a gun in your hand, you're going to get killed. Not shot, but killed. So this man must have been asking to die. In this particular case, I can't say that the police officers was trying to kill a black man, because of the fact that the man had the gun. And I know the lady that called the police, she's probably so distraught about this, because had she not called the police, she don't know if the man would have been living. She don't know if the man would have killed some other people at that car wash. She don't know what could have happened. So that lady really did do the right thing, because it was near a school, elementary school. And the young man was African American. He was around in his 30s. And so when she called the cops, and the police station is not far down the street, so she called the cops, and when they came within like a minute or so, he was still with the gun in his hand, which means if you see a cop car, unless you're asking to die and you have a gun in your hand, and they give you a demand, drop the weapon. Drop the weapon. But instead, this young man ran across the streets from the car wash towards a school, a children's school, where children are in classes, babies, teachers, principals, people, with that gun in his hand, and then turned around back towards the cops. And guess what? He shot at them. They even gave him a chance to shoot at them. And they're blessed to be alive. So in this particular case, they had to kill him. They had to put him down. And he asked for it. Unlike many other cases where they just shoot you for nothing, in this particular case, it was for something. So whoever that lady was that called the cops on that young man, she should not feel bad, because he was asking for trouble. He was asking for someone to kill him and take him out of his misery. That's what's going on in the world today. Something just like that. Just something. This man was here on Monday morning, and Monday morning he was gone. because he had a gun in his hand and he didn't follow demands. So a lot of people say, well, I really don't like to fly. I'm just talking about some things, that I've experienced and things that's really going on in the world. I really don't like to fly because, you hear so many things about airplane crashes and this and that and that and this. And, even me, my mother never flew because she always had that thing. But listen, when it's your time to go, you could be walking, you could be eating, you could be talking, you could be anywhere, you could be asleep and never wake up. Anything could happen at any time. It doesn't matter if you fly, walk, talk, whatever. Everything is just about that timing. So we just have to stay prayerful in this world because there's so much going on in the world. Then I've had people say, because I've lived bi-coastal and been in and out of the country myself. So I hear people all the time say, oh, I don't want to live there because I don't want to live in California. Oh, wow, especially in Bay Area, because San Francisco and the Bay Area, there are so many earthquakes in California. I don't want to live there. And then when I came to Houston, I heard people in Houston say, when I went to California, I heard people in California say, I don't want to live in Houston. You got too many hurricanes and tornadoes and floods. And you know what I would tell them? I've experienced them both. It doesn't matter where you are. You cannot run and you cannot hide when Mother Nature kicks in. I experienced an earthquake, the big one. The big one where the Bay Bridge. You remember that Bay Bridge collapsed? I had friends that was on that bridge. And at the time, my husband was crossing the bridge, and the bridge collapsed right after he crossed that bridge, and people were dangling across that water. You know what Alcatraz is? I've seen it all. I was in my business at that time, and the building and everything was turning upside down, you guys, and I ran under the ledge of the door, the door ledge, and I ran under the door because I heard you have to run on a ledge or go to the bathroom. I was all alone. I didn't know what to do. But I remember you go under something solid or whatever, and I just ran under the door ledge, which was looking outside of my business, so I could see the cars in the parking lot, you guys. And guess what? When I looked outside, those cars was turning like this, like toys, in the air. Right like this here. Right in front of my eyes, like toys. A big metal car was looking like it was a piece of paper right in the front of my eyes, and I'm turning right with them like this here. And then God placed the earth back on solid ground. I was like, wow, what an experience to see how the Creator, some things got destroyed, but I thank God I didn't. But I saw how He could turn the world upside down and then placed it back on solid ground. Oh, that was some experience. That was some experience. That was one that I'll never forget because people actually died in that one, especially in San Francisco. It was something else. And so then after that, then I started experiencing several. So later on, they start building buildings on Market Street in San Francisco where they had rollers. When they build that new market center where that Nordstrom's is, they put rollers in the new buildings. So one time my sister was visiting in California, and I took her to that Nordstrom Center over in San Francisco, and there was an earthquake. And she was like, it feels like this building is rolling. And it was. We was just a rocking and a rolling. Just a rocking and a rolling. So the new builders learned that to prevent people from feeling the shake of an earthquake, they start putting rollers, underneath the building. So when the earthquake shook, the building would rock right along with it. But when it's time to break down a building, rollers can't help because a lot of buildings did get broken down. A lot of people died. This is what's going on in the world today. You have your earthquakes, you have your tornadoes, you have your crazy people, like I said, the guy with the gun that wanted to get shot. You have your bank robbers. You have people invading people's homes. You have people killing people for road rage for no reason. Wow. What if they accidentally killed somebody that was kin to them and they didn't know it? This is what's going on in the world today. So back to the Mother Nature part of it. So when I came to Houston, I came right at the time when Allison hit. You remember Allison? And so at the time I was living in the area because no one told me. I'd been gone so long and I brought my business here. Nobody told me that it was a flood in that area, that Maryland area, that prominent Maryland area where all the rich people live. It doesn't matter how much money you have because that was the main area that flooded. And they put me where the money was because they felt, oh, she's coming from the Bay Area, so, oh, wow, she should be over here. Her business should be in the Maryland area. I didn't know. And my car went underwater. Mercedes flooded out. And you know, insurance don't pay you nothing. They don't pay you what you paid for an item. You're going to get depreciation. So this is what's going on in the world today. You can't run and you can't hide. Now, I was there in the serious earthquake, came to Houston, serious in the flood, where I was only praying for my life and I didn't give a damn about no car, no Mercedes or nothing else. I didn't care. That was just material things. But to actually look over your balcony and see your car go underwater and praying and hoping, God, please don't let it be me. Now, I just left the city where I was in a serious earthquake, and now I come back home to my bedridden mother. And that was nothing but the devil because I had a choice to stay in LA to pursue my acting. But because of my heart, I wanted to come home to be with my bedridden mother. And I'm so happy I did because all of the career doors did open after that. Not when I was there with the celebrities, not when I was there working and doing makeup and wardrobe and working my butt off, slaving for the celebrities. It was when I came back to Houston to gain my celebrity status. It doesn't matter where you are. You can't run and you can't hide. I wouldn't care what. If it's something going to happen, you just better pray and hope that you make it out alive. That's all anybody can do. So that's what's really going on in the world today, you guys. And I remember my grandmother told me, she said, you keep living and you're going to see kids going against parents. And you see this. Kids killing parents. Remember the A.J. Armstrong story? All of this is just stuff that's happening in life that I'm talking about in this video. He actually allegedly killed his parents because he was a spoiled kid, had everything, went to all the prestigious schools. Parents had money. They owned a prestigious gym right there in Bel Air, right next to that Maryland area. Rich area, everything he wanted. And because they had taken his car, he had lost his football status of being a key player, a major player, star player. They kicked him out of the prestigious school. So his parents, they felt like, if we spending all this money, why should we let you keep this car? We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it from you until you show us that you are the young man that we raised you to be. The kid got angry. And it was shown in court where he had practiced with the gun and shot it through some pillows, which is how his parents got killed. They were shot through pillows. Okay? And he lied to the cops. No, I never touched the gun. And then when they saw the bullet hole in his room, well, where did this come from? Oh, I was playing with my gun and I shot it through the pillow. You know, just so many lies. And it's alleged that he actually killed his parents. So he's home now on arrest with the ankle monitor on, and he still has to go to trial for that. You got parents like the MALEAH Davis story, where those parents allegedly killed her. One of the stepfather or whatever, a stepfather that her her stepfather to be, because I think the mother was engaged to him. DERION VENCE is still in jail because he hasn't said that Brittany Bowens' mother had anything to do with MALEAH Davis' murder, but it's all going to come out later on. Because no mother is not going to know what went on with her child. I don't care what you say, how you say it, or when you say it. Every mother knows what's going on with their child, whether she like her or not. She knows, especially if she's leaving her in the hands of another man. I wouldn't care what. She knows that timeline. She knows everything about what happened in that situation. And eventually that case is not over. There are many more cases where these parents are just killing up these beautiful children. And if you don't have the parents, you have doctors going online typing